Picture this, a 22-year-old, let's call him Marcus, sitting in a cramped apartment. No investors, no business degree, no connections, just a laptop and a free AI tool most people were using to write birthday cards. Within 18 months, he crossed $1 million in revenue. And here's the frustrating part. Barbers, plumbers, pizza shop owners, they're all sitting on the exact same opportunity. Almost nobody's touched it. I know what you are thinking. This sounds like another one of those clickbait success stories where the headline does all the heavy lifting and the actual content is just someone telling you to hustle harder and believe in yourself. I promise you this is different. Because today we are not just talking about what happened. We are talking about the exact mechanics of how it happened. Why most people trying the same thing are failing, and the one psychological shift that separates the people making real money with AI from the people who just dabble and quit. Stay with me, because about halfway through this video, I am going to share something that completely flipped my understanding of how young entrepreneurs are actually building wealth right now. And once you hear it, you will not be able to look at your own situation the same way. Let us start at the beginning. The person we are talking about is named Marcus. He graduated from high school, tried one semester of community college, and dropped out. Not because he was lazy, but because he felt like he was paying to sit in a room and be told things he could learn faster on his own. He was not wrong. Marcus had always been curious about online business. He had tried dropshipping twice, failed both times. He had tried affiliate marketing, made about $40 in 6 months, and gave up. He had tried freelancing on Fiverr, picked up a few gigs, and realized he was trading time for money in the most exhausting way possible. Then ChatGPT launched, and Marcus, like millions of other people, started playing around with it. But here is where his story takes a different turn from the average person. Instead of using it to generate essays or plan his meals, he started asking it business questions. Specifically, he asked it one question that changed everything. He typed out, "What are the highest leverage ways a solo person with no money can use AI to generate income online in 2024? The answer the model gave him was not revolutionary on its own. Content creation, automation services, AI-assisted copywriting, building digital products, standard stuff you could find on any marketing blog. But Marcus did not just read it and move on. He started stress testing each one. He would ask follow-up questions. He would probe for weaknesses. He treated ChatGPT like a business partner he could interrogate at 2 a.m. without anyone getting annoyed. And through that process, he landed on something specific. Small business owners, especially local service businesses like plumbers, electricists, landscapers, and roofers, were absolutely drowning in administrative and marketing tasks. They were incredible at their actual trade. They were terrible at writing emails, creating social media content, responding to customer reviews, and building out service descriptions for their websites. And they were willing to pay someone to handle it. Not a huge agency, not a complicated retainer, just a reliable person who could consistently produce decent written content for them every single month. Marcus built what he called a micro-content agency. He would charge local businesses between $500 and $1,500 per month, depending on the scope of work. For that, they got social media captions, email newsletters, Google business profile updates, and basic website copy refreshes. He was not positioning himself as a fancy marketing strategist. He was positioning himself as the person who handled the writing stuff so they never had to think about it. Here is the part that most people miss when they hear this story. Marcus was not selling AI. He was selling convenience. The business owners he worked with did not care that he was using ChatGPT to draft most of the content. What they cared about was that their inbox was no longer filled with tasks they hated doing. Marcus was the solution to a very specific, very painful problem. And he priced himself at a level where saying yes was easy for a business doing even modest revenue. His first client was his uncle's HVAC company. He did the first month for free just to prove the concept and build a portfolio. By month 2, he had 3 paying clients. By month 6, he had 11. By the end of his first year, he had 23 recurring clients and was bringing in around $28,000 per month. That is well over $300,000 annually from a laptop, a free AI tool, and an approach that was less about genius and more about execution. But here's where the story gets even more interesting, and this is the part I told you to wait for. Around month 8, Marcus hit a wall. He was doing almost everything himself: client communication, content creation, revisions, invoicing, onboarding. He was making great money, but working 60-hour weeks. He was close to burning out, and he realized that if he ever wanted to get past a certain income ceiling, he had to stop thinking like a freelancer and start thinking like a business builder. So he went back to ChatGPT with a different kind of question. Not, how do I make money, but how do I systematize what I am already doing so that it can run without me being the bottleneck? And what came out of those conversations was a complete operational overhaul. He built prompt libraries so that a junior person could produce content at the same quality level he had established. He created onboarding documents, client intake forms, content calendars, and revision protocols. He documented every single process using AI to help him write the documentation itself. Then he hired 2 part-time contractors, paid them $15 an hour, trained them using his own documented systems, and stepped himself out of daily content production almost entirely. His role shifted to client relationships, quality control, and new business development. Within 3 months of making that shift, his client count jumped from 23 to 41. Revenue crossed $1 million in total earned at the 18-month mark. Now let us zoom out, because there are lessons buried in this story that go way beyond just copy-pasting what Marcus did. The first lesson is about specificity. Marcus did not build a general marketing agency. He picked the lane, local service businesses, and he stuck to it. That specificity made his sales conversations infinitely easier. When you talk to a landscaper and say, I help landscapers like you get more Google reviews and stay consistent on social media, you are not pitching. You are describing their exact problem back to them. Niche focus is not limiting, it is actually a massive accelerant. The second lesson is about the real role of AI in this equation. A lot of people think AI is the business. It is not. AI is the leverage. Marcus still had to find clients. He still had to build trust. He still had to deliver quality consistently. What AI did was collapse the time it took him to produce the actual output. A task that might have taken 3 hours now took 20 minutes. That time compression is where the financial leverage comes from. AI did not replace the entrepreneurial work. It made the execution dramatically faster and more scalable. The third lesson, and this one is psychological, so pay attention, is about the identity shift that has to happen. Marcus describes something in interviews about his experience. There was a specific moment when he stopped thinking of himself as someone trying to make money and started thinking of himself as someone who runs a business that solves real problems. That sounds simple, but it changes everything. When you see yourself as someone trying to make money, you are always chasing. When you see yourself as a business owner, you start building systems, thinking long-term, and making decisions that compound. Now here is the reality check. Marcus is not the only young person doing this. There are hundreds of people quietly building the same kind of microservice business using AI right now. Some are doing it with video editing services, some with podcast production, some with SEO content, some with email marketing for e-commerce brands. The category varies, but the structure is almost always the same. Find a specific type of business owner. Find the painful administrative or marketing tasks they hate. Use AI to deliver that service faster and cheaper than traditional agencies. Charge a recurring monthly fee. Document and systemize early. Scale by adding contractors, not by grinding more yourself. The window for this model is not going to stay this easy forever. We are in a specific moment in time where AI capabilities have jumped ahead of most small business owners' awareness of how to use those tools themselves. That gap is where the opportunity lives. A 22-year-old who understands how to use ChatGPT effectively can provide more value to a 55-year-old plumber than any marketing degree on its own could offer. That gap is real right now, but it narrows every year as more people get comfortable with the tools. You do not need a business plan. You do not need an LLC on day one. You do not need a website or a logo or a fancy pitch deck. You need one client, one solved problem, and one proof of concept that you can build on. Marcus started with his uncle. Where could you start? If this video gave you something useful, share it with someone who is trying to figure out their next move. And if you want to see a deep dive on exactly how to build your prompt library for a micro agency like this, that video is right up here. Watch it before you close this tab because that is where the practical mechanics live, and it will save you months of trial and error.